Hey guys, welcome to Juicy Tea, where I read out the best stories on Reddit, so you don't have to. The funny, shocking, and satisfyingly juicy. We, 34 female and 35 male, opened our relationship, and now I think my husband prefers our girlfriend. Our first post comes from the relationship advice subreddit, posted by a throwaway account. We've been together for 14 years. We have a 7 and 3-year-old together. 3 years ago, my husband got, well, I don't like to say bored, but I'm not sure what else to call it. So after a while, mostly begging on his part, I accepted to introduce a third into our marriage. We can call her Harper, 25 female. My husband knew Harper before everything. She's his sister's friend. Another awkward story. And it's been 3 years. I love Harper. She's like crazy sweet, and the children love her. We do girls trips, split everything 50-50, and go shopping. But my husband most definitely prefers Harper. He pushes her to do exercise, to diet, to dress pretty. But she's also the first one he'll text if he gets good or bad news. She's the first one he'll greet when he gets home. They go on dates once a week. My husband said it's because Harper insisted and I didn't. I confronted my husband and he said he just feels there's more intimacy. Like, she's his best friend. I pointed out that I'm the mother of his children. He used to say I was his best friend. He said he loves us both, but feels this warmth when he thinks of Harper. Harper doesn't leave me out of anything. She's always going out of her way to include me, to spoil the children, and make sure everything is equal. I don't know what to do because I love Harper. I just want my husband to need me like he used to. I want to be my husband's favourite. All advice is welcome. Well, this sounds toxic AF. I can't imagine why 2 girls would even want this loser. Am I the a-hole for telling my brother-in-law to pay me $700 for my lost coat when I bought it for $100? Posted by SouthRadio7410. Last year, I was at the mall with my fiance when I saw this awesome cashmere wool coat. It was perfect in every way, and there was only one left in my size. The best news was that it was on clearance for $100, so I bought it without a second thought. I wore it several times last year, but it hasn't been cold enough this year for me to break out the coat. Last week, when I saw the news about the upcoming cold front, I decided it was time to take it to the dry cleaners so that I could wear it this week. After tearing my closets apart without seeing it, I asked my fiance if she had seen it. She told me that she hadn't seen me wear it for a while, so she lent it to her brother to wear to a wedding. I was annoyed at hearing this, but decided to not make a big deal. So I simply told her to tell her brother to bring it back so that I could get it dry cleaned. Thursday rolls around and he hasn't brought it back, so I asked her about it again. Nothing. Come Friday and I haven't heard anything, so I called him. He said that he told my wife on Tuesday that he got drunk at the wedding and lost my coat. I was super annoyed at this, so I told him he owes me that exact coat from that exact brand. Last night, my fiance came home from work in a mood and handed me $100. She said that her brother dropped off the money and I shouldn't have made her brother pay for the coat since I knew he didn't make very much and I haven't worn it but a handful of times. I looked at the $100 and told her I wanted a replacement coat, or the amount that it currently costs so that I could buy a new one, and that $100 wasn't going to cover it. She said he went to the store and it cost $700 now, but she knew that I only paid $100 for it, so she told him that $100 would cover the cost. I argued that $100 doesn't buy me a new coat. We went back and forth but couldn't find any common ground. She offered to throw in an extra $100 of her own money, and said sarcastically that I'm coming out ahead. I argued that I'm still out of coat and nothing will satisfy my loss except for a replacement coat. She argued that I don't have to have the exact coat and I can buy a similar one with $200. She thought I was being ridiculous and called her parents on speakerphone. Of course, they sided with their children and her dad tried to say that a man shouldn't be so hung up on a coat. I told him that a man replaces what he loses. So now they're all mad at me for wanting to make a profit from their son and insinuating that he's not a man. Am I wrong for wanting the same coat as a replacement? You're not trying to make a profit, you just want your lost coat back. And they had no issues insinuating that you are not a man. Also, are we just gonna glaze over the fact that your fiancé stole from you? Sucks you lost your coat, but still a cheap price to pay to dodge that bullet. The man I'm babysitting for made a move on me, but he has a pregnant wife. Our next story comes from the Relationship Advice subreddit, posted by a throwaway account. I've been babysitting for this family for like 2 years or so. They live in our neighbourhood and I need the extra cash because I want to move out from home, so it's a win-win situation. This couple, let's call them Jack and Ashley, have 2 kids and a third on the way. Ashley is bedridden because she's got a high-risk pregnancy. Due to this, I help her run more around the house and also take care of the kids when they need me to. Jack and Ashley were always super nice to me and invited me for dinner a bunch of times. They also have a good relationship with my parents. I'd say we're pretty close. But something happened. 2 days ago, I was doing laundry downstairs when Jack came in and hit on me. He told me how gorgeous I was and that he wanted to go out with me. I froze and had no clue how to respond. He even touched my face and had this weird look. It was so awkward. I felt the urge to GTFO, so I told him I had to go and sprinted home. I was panicking. I went straight to my room and sat down on my bed and started tearing up. I haven't told anyone yet about what happened. I should go to their house again tomorrow to babysit, but I feel so grossed out. I'm worried if I tell my parents, they'll blame me. I don't think I can tell Ashley because she needs to avoid stress, and I'm worried she might get sick if I tell her what happened. But if I tell my parents, they'll probably confront Jack and Ashley will know. Please help! Do I tell my parents? Do I tell Ashley? Or should I just keep it to myself? Einstein Go says, if you can't trust your parents to have your back, just point blank quit. No explanation to your parents. Also, no going back, even if they pressure you. You know it's not a safe environment to work in. Let the wife know that you're not available anymore. Again, you don't have to offer her an explanation. It may be awkward to be firm, but it's so much better than having a married man come onto you while you're working for him, which is beyond inappropriate. You don't have to offer information. You're free to just be done. Am I wrong for telling my girlfriend to rein in her daddy issues while we're visiting my family? Posted by a throwaway account. My girlfriend Shay, 27 female, and I, 26 male, are on a small vacation to my hometown. She's only ever met my dad and extended family, aunt, uncle and cousins over the phone, so I thought this would be a great opportunity to introduce her to everyone properly. But since we arrived, Shay's behaviour towards my dad has been seriously off-putting. For example, I thought it'd be fun if we all went horseback riding together. My younger cousins do it as a hobby, so I thought it'd be nice to do an activity we'd all like. But Shay wouldn't even get on the horse because she said she was scared. It's been years since I've been on a horse, but they were so calm and honestly, not a problem at all. I offered to stay with her while the others enjoyed themselves, but she insisted that I go because my dad already offered to stay behind. He usually doesn't go horseback riding either. Well, clearly not an activity everyone likes then. It was weird that she didn't want me there too, but I left it be. There have been other instances too. That's not an instant. She wasn't comfortable horseback riding, but didn't want to force you to stay with her and miss out on something you'd find fun. She's being very considerate here, unlike you. Like how she asked my dad to show her around town instead of staying with me and meeting my old friend from high school. It was an impromptu meetup. We literally ran into him while we were looking for somewhere to have lunch with my dad. But it would have been nice if she made the effort to get to know him instead of going with my dad. So she didn't bail on your dad, who she's on this trip to get to know, and gave you a chance to catch up with an old mate. What a bitch. The final straw was when we were all at my aunt's house for dinner. Shay made cupcakes. No, she didn't. Baking is kind of her thing, and she made some chocolate and peanut butter ones, specifically because they're my dad's favourite. She made a few other types of cupcakes too, but none of the others were my other relatives' favourite flavours. When we got back to our Airbnb, I confronted her. I know Shay's dad left when she was a teen, and then no contact, so I figured she might be clinging to my dad because it's nice to have a fatherly presence, and it's not something she's used to. I asked her, jokingly, to rein in her daddy issues and stop being so clingy with my dad. She blew up at me, telling me she's trying her best to fit in and that I've put no effort in making her feel welcome. Neither of us were willing to compromise, so I ended up sleeping elsewhere for the night. I need to talk things out with her today, but before I do, I want to make sure that I'm not in the wrong. Update. Okay, I get it, I'm wrong. Even though a lot of you were really harsh in the comments of my last post, I really appreciate the honesty and I think I needed it. I read every comment and understand I was wrong to joke about a potentially triggering topic around my girlfriend. Me joking about it was an a-hole thing to do, and any concerns I had, I should have said in a much better way. I went back to the Airbnb today, and you'll never guess who was there with my girlfriend. Yes, it was my father. He was in the kitchen cleaning up what looked to be leftovers from breakfast. The way he said that, it was like he caught his dad actually banging his girlfriend. He said he stopped by a cafe that's at the end of the street and bought us breakfast, but I wasn't there when he arrived. By that point, Shay had told him everything about our argument and he wasn't happy. Where was Shay when I arrived? My dad said she was in the shower and getting ready, and that they were going to go to my aunt's house to look for me. They both presumed that's where I was, considering I wasn't at the Airbnb, nor was I with my dad. We talked and I helped him clean up their breakfast. While I did, I saw the receipt in the to-go bag. Considering the cafe he bought the breakfast in is literally 5 to 10 minutes away, and he came straight from there to the Airbnb, it's safe to assume he spent at least 2, maybe 2.5 hours at the Airbnb before I arrived. But sure, that's normal. Dude is so paranoid. I didn't bring this up or even question it. I've learned my lesson about bringing up stupid or immature concerns. My dad reiterated a lot of the things that people said in my post, like how Shay didn't want me to miss out on horseback riding, and that she wanted to give me time with my friend without being a third wheel. He said that his favourite cupcake flavour came up while they were walking around the town together. It was an embarrassing conversation, and while we didn't discuss everything I wanted to, it's a start. When my dad left, I spoke to Shay and apologised. She was really quiet, and when we talked about it further, she was crying a lot. Yeah, imagine getting accused of something like that, especially when you're already not feeling welcomed. The only thing she really said is that we had underlying issues from before this vacation, and that this whole ordeal just adds to it. We were supposed to go to a games night at my aunt's tonight, but Shay said she isn't going, and that she wants some time to think. I respect that. I don't know if Shay wants me to stay at the Airbnb tonight or not, but I'm glad she didn't immediately break up with me, like some of you suggested. Edit, we broke up. She's staying at a hotel tonight and then leaving tomorrow. And then she became his new stepmom. Just kidding, that'd be a plot twist away. Down in the comments, ShuttleMum4 says he should rein in his daddy issues. Remember, I post new content every day, so subscribe for more juicy tea.